if the Americans want to go to war, they should use their troops. They have almost 3,000, 4,000.
They should use their own troops if they want to go to war. That's what he's saying. Don't use the Nigerian troops. They're not the ones that need to go to war with a neighboring country. Hi, hello. I'm going to be doing another commentary. This is my second commentary. I'm going to be doing the Riverboat Brawl. Okay, the Alabama Brawl. Whoa, it said the taxpayer did not sign up for. You wake up every day with viral topics, okay? And so we have one here where the Swoop Airlines removed black passenger for asking to sit next to their partner.
By the neighbors. It's a fairly new airline, ultra cheap flights, and a sister who was on that flight who travels frequently just wanted to switch places with another passenger so that she could sit next to her husband, and the racism ensued.
As he continues to campaign as a Republican frontrunner.
Okay. I'm going to start my first commentary video, and who better to start it with than with Oliver Anthony, right? I am usually a tarot reader, but I noticed that I'm usually in my tarot videos, I'm wanting to talk about current events, current situations going on with topics, but I try to avoid it when I'm doing my tarot card videos. So I've decided I'm just going to do something different. I've been wanting to do a commentary for a long time, and so I thought tarot was my niche. So I try to use tarot cards as a way to get my voice out there. But I always seem to be interested in commenting to my, to myself, to my family, about viral topics, right? But I asked myself one day, why am I just talking about it? Why don't I just put it on video? So this is my first commentary, my first podcast, blogger, whatever, okay, thing. And so I'm going to be playing just a little bit of this, but I see that this is a reaction. I'm going to be doing a reaction video to this. Okay, I saw that there's hundreds of people doing a reaction video to this, and their pages are still up. I mean, they've played the whole song, okay, and their pages are still up with 100,000 views, in the double digits, okay. So I've checked it out before I decided, okay, it's okay to do a reaction video to what Oliver Anthony's saying, because hundreds of people have done it. The news have done it. And so I'm about to do it. And the reason I'm saying this is because there should be no copyright strike for doing a reaction video to this. Okay, because I've seen hundreds of people do it, even well-known bloggers, news stations, playing this and talking about it. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. I've already seen the video. This is what made me want to go ahead and talk about it. Usually people are reacting to the video before they see it, they heard about it. But I was watching it, and I watched a couple people react to it, and it also made me start talking about it as I'm watching them, as I'm watching him talk or sing. I have something else. I have something to say about it as well, about what he's saying. Something that's very important to get from this. Okay, let's get started. How many minutes in? We're in 3 minutes in. Okay, let's push play, and I'll stop it when I need to stop it. And the lighting keeps messing up. I'm so sorry. Okay. And this is the way I'm going to be doing my videos. I have my computer here, and then I have my screen. I want to be different, do it my original way. This is how I'm going to do it. Whether you can see it or not, you can go ahead and find the information anywhere on the internet. You'll find it if you want to see up close and personal. People like you. Yeah. You can, of course, who doesn't want to wake up and wish that it was a perfect world, right? But what he's saying is true. I say this, it's like I say this between my four walls in my house, and I talk to my family and friends, and I say, it's the taxpayer. You know, we hear where the money is going to wars and things that the taxpayer did not sign up for. You wake up every day, despite what happened the night before. Some of you have issues the night before. Maybe you didn't get enough sleep before the next day of going to work, and just to get your taxes taken out, right? You go to work, and then at work you got to deal with people that you cannot understand, or you cannot stand, or you deal with people that you like. You have drama somewhere at your job. You got to deal with that every day. That's what you woke up for. You're going to get a paycheck for, right? And you're going to work knowing these things that maybe someone at your job you're just not getting along with. But you got to deal with them. And then there's probably someone that's trying to sabotage you. You got to deal with trying to counteract it. There's a lot of things that go on with trying to hold on to a job, right? Okay, that's going on inside the job itself. And then you got to deal with gas, lunch breaks, whether you're going to have one or not, right? The drive to and from. Is there traffic? Is there a tunnel that's going to keep you stuck before you get home or before you get to work, right? There's a lot of us that have those issues. You got to deal with a lot when you go to work and make this paycheck so that the tax man, the government, can take these taxes out. But before you went to work, okay, you may have gotten enough sleep or may not have gotten enough sleep, because the night before, maybe you have children, you have to cook. You have to probably, before you cooked, maybe you went shopping right after work, right? Before you cooked, you had to go pick your children up, maybe take them out to go and play if you have enough time in the day, if there's still enough time for you to go and take them to go and play at a playground, if it's still daylight for you. Depends on what shift you have, right? So you're doing all of these things. So, and then your children, they may even be in sports, okay? This is what you're doing the night before you go to another shift at this job, okay? So you may even have a spouse that needs you, and some of you are lucky enough not to have a spouse that's argumentative all the time or abusive, okay? Remember, some people that go to work the next day have to deal with those type of people as well, abusive or always argumentative. It's surprised you get enough sleep to even get to go to work so that the tax man can get his money off of your back-breaking sweat. They didn't have to go through all the things that you're going to have to go through the night before your next shift. You got kids that are in sports. You got kids that are in school. You got conferences. You got kids that are maybe acting up, maybe acting good. Whatever it is, you got a lot going on the day before you got to go back to work. Got to prepare dinner. You got to make phone calls. You got to help them with homework. This is the taxpayer's day before the next day. And then you're repeating that right after you get off of work with dealing with the same people you deal with that may or not be nice to you at your job. Then you got to deal with an employer that's either nice or wrong to you. Okay? This is the taxpayer's day. Okay? The night before, do they get enough sleep? And if they get enough sleep, can they sleep peacefully in the night? Do they have a spouse that's understanding, or do they have a spouse that's keeping them up at night arguing or being abusive, but they still got to go to work and make that money come home? Are they getting love and affection? Some people are. A lot of people may not be. But they still got to go to work the next day. This is the taxpayer's life. This is the life of the taxpayer before they get up in the morning and go do the work for Uncle Sam, right? And then Uncle Sam gets his cut of your paycheck, and he didn't do a single thing for you. He didn't feed your kids. He didn't take your kids to the bus stop. Didn't take your kids to the sports game. Didn't do any of those things for you, but gets a cut of your check every day. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about. When he's saying that you just do all this, and then you got to go home. And some people do drink, and some people do smoke, and some people do other things, drugs, to keep, because they know they have to keep repeating things, and it's like a weird life cycle. All you want to do is live a traditional life, but you got two people in a household, or maybe one parent household, doing a lot of work themselves. Or you have two parent households, but only one person is out there, doing the work in the workplace. But then you still have people, two parent households where the other one is at home, and they have to make ends meet with whatever the other person brings home. If they have a situation where they're traditional, they want to be traditional, they have children, but there's only one person making the paycheck. It's like you can't even be in a traditional relationship nowadays either. So it makes it hard that the world is making it hard that you're even in a traditional relationship. Because when you even try that, it's one person working outside of the home. And they better have a really good job for you not to struggle. Otherwise, both of you need to work to keep from struggling. Okay? And a lot of taxes are coming out of your paycheck every day, and you don't have a say-so. You don't have a say-so. And they tax you for everything. Like, you're already taxed. Your paycheck is already taxed. Let's say you give somebody else money you give somebody else money, and it depends on how much you give them, somebody's wanting tax from that. It's like your money never stops being taxed. The tax man takes it out before you even see your paycheck. And that money, guess where it goes? To pay for wars and things that we didn't ask for. Pay for wars that we're not even, we're not personally, the country is not personally, starting. Okay? It's really, it's like you're an ally, but you're not asking the citizens that you took the taxes from if they want to fight that battle. Okay? And you may be coerced into thinking that you want to fight a battle because of the propaganda. Okay, but the taxpayers are never really asked whether they want their tax money spent here, given to these people, this entity, this community, this agency, this war, this battle. It's like, when does the taxpayer get to spend some of that money? When do they get that money back? They're struggling to make ends meet, but their money is sitting around, being floated around from country to country without their permission. Back breaking every day, getting old. You have senior citizens still working in the workforce, but they put so much taxes into the world, into this tax system, and they're still working instead of enjoying the rest of their life. You know where their money went? To wars they didn't agree to wars that they didn't ask for, to be participating. No one asked them if they wanted to be a part of splitting their money up from place to place. I think they'd rather have their children go to college with that money, or they'd rather have a retirement with their taxes. Since you have so much to give to other countries and other places, that means you got enough to give to each person paying taxes, so they don't have to worry about struggling paycheck to paycheck. They can take care of their children, maybe have a traditional household where one person works. But you're taking their taxes and giving it to other people, other countries, and then telling them they're not working hard enough. That's what gets me. It's like I've been saying this for a long time. The American citizens that pay the taxes, okay, they want to see a return on their taxes. They want to be the one to say how it's spent, and I'm pretty sure they want it spent on themselves, not on another country for the people, like he says, the north of Richmond, to decide without talking to you. They decide what they're going to spend it on, who they're going to give it to, while you still wake up every morning to make sure their wheel is still turning. They still get their paycheck. They still get those taxes, and they do whatever they want with it. Every day you wake up just so they can get taxes and do whatever they want with it, but not have it available for you. Billions of your money never going back to you, going to places to fight battles that you are not being asked whether you want to fight it or not. Okay, you may get coerced on whether you want to fight it. They may make up some type of propaganda to make you hyped to want to think it's a fight. Then you find out years later, oh, that was not a fight. Okay, so I know exactly what he's saying. There are people just feeling like they're useless. Like, what is life for? You're just waking up every morning, going to work. You don't like the job. You don't want to, stress. You're not getting enough pay. Living wages. What is $5? What is $7 an hour? With all the tax money they have already spent for decades, no American that has paid taxes should be struggling. If you could bring that money right back on how much taxes they have taken from everyone, put it together, and then give it back to the people that you took it from. Just give it back. Split it up and give everybody back their money that paid the taxes for so many years. You're like, no, we don't want to do that. We want to go and spend it on yachts and give it to different people that we feel we want to invest in. The taxpayer is not okay with that, because that means you're making them work for you to have fun, the 1% or whatever. For the investors to have their fun, they need to be able to have you being the machine that they keep turn it on every morning. You keep going to work, but who's the one doing all the sacrifice just to make sure they get the taxes? You're burnt out. All the things you have to do before you go to work the next day. You're burnt out, but you still got to go. Why do you still have to go? Because they have it where you get fired. They threaten getting you fired. They threaten your livelihood. They threaten the markets. Pretty much, you don't have anywhere to pay for food. And if you're trying to start a new business, if you rebel, there may be some type of consequence. Depends on if they want to go after you for wanting to start your own business because you're tired of being bossed around, right? This is the part everyone talks about, right? Living in a new world with an old soul. Tradition, wanting to exist in something that is tearing down tradition. When I say tradition, I don't mean religion. I mean the traditional family. Just having a home. It used to be one person would be there to make sure the kids are fed, they're taught, they get where they need to on time. They get to, it's like one person is making sure that the next generation is getting everything they need. Okay, but now all the children, teenagers, they're on their own because most of their parents are at work. Okay, and then some of their parents, are doing, they're too busy trying to make money because if they're not able to make it in the corporate world, they're starting their own businesses. That means they're busy. That means they're getting supplies. They're trying to stay on the internet to get enough hours or putting up enough content. So they're too busy to even be with the children because they have to make ends meet. Especially if they're single. Some people are not single and they still have to push out product, content. If they want to get out of the world of being bossed around, they go into this small business. It's still not easy because their children are still needing somebody in the home, the structure. So tradition people still want to live in the traditional way. They want a traditional wife. They want a traditional husband. They want a traditional family with the kids and everything going on. But it's kind of impossible when both parents or both people are being made to sacrifice everything. Even the children sacrifice being with their children, where if you're not with your children a lot and you're at work, both of you are at work, one of you or may get a phone call that, okay, the principal wants to talk to you about the child. Okay. Sometimes we deal with going to work instead of the traditional household where your child is safe in the house with you. You send your child to school, you go to work. Then you hear the news that some school is, just got hit by somebody that was crazy. Okay. And the thing is, your child may have been one of those people hurt or not. Either way, the traditional household, usually you don't have to worry. A long time ago, we didn't have these issues. Okay, decades ago, okay. I don't know how many decades, I have to look that up. Maybe 3 decades ago, probably didn't have to worry about these people coming up in schools and doing crazy things, and taking out your children and adults. But now you see that happening. Maybe it could be like over 3 decades, because could be over 3 decades. Okay, over probably. Okay, since this all craziness started, right? But if you know, you know. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just saying, we didn't in a traditional relationship a long time ago. That was not an issue to worry about. Okay, now it's an issue. Without the traditional household, there's a lot of things to worry about when your kids are not in your presence, at least with one of the parents. Okay, you got to worry about possibly the teachers or the gym teacher. There's all kinds of things happening in the schools. You got to worry about the security guard, the police, especially with a kindergartner being handcuffed by a police officer. I mean, a first grader, whatever it is here, okay? Well, those are the scenarios, okay, that these things are possible when your children are not being raised in the traditional household. One parent is there and the other one is at work. But making a living wage is what we're asking for, right? And giving you back your taxes, okay? Since they have so much of it, and they're giving it to people that don't need it, that don't deserve it, okay? They're putting it in places that you don't think it should go because you'd rather keep it to yourself. You'd rather get your taxes back, right? You don't agree that they should give it here, 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 and there. You're like, why are you putting my taxes there? Why is this department getting so much of our taxes, but yet they have issues in those departments with crime, drugs, violence, racism, but you're going to take the taxes of the people that you have attacked as well, take their taxes, and you're going to give it to the people that have attacked them. You're going to put it into those agencies. Pretty much they're paying for their own attacker. That's what it looks like. And then you're giving taxpayers' money to people that they don't want you to go. They don't want you to give their money to these people because they don't want you to fight that battle. But did you ask the taxpayer? That's the crazy part. There's a lot of, like he said, the old, you live in it's like tradition wanting to live in this new age. It seems impossible, but it could happen one day. Nothing's impossible. It just seems impossible. Okay. I get it.
Richmond North or Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, 'cause the rich men.
I think we talked about that. They just tax you to freaking death on. It's like everything you do has got to be taxed. You have a vehicle that you just bought in that state, and you're paying property tax. Where are you gonna put the vehicle? I'm just saying, where will it go? If you just bought it, let's say I bought a vehicle in my state. I'm paying property tax to have it sit in, to be in the state. They've already taxed your paycheck. Then you buy a vehicle. They took taxes out when you bought the vehicle, because trust me, it's a lot of taxes that they take out. Licenses and fees and all that. They take all that and put that into buying the vehicle. That's included. But then they say, oh, well, if you want to park it in this state, you got to pay us to park it and drive it around in this state. What? Like, if you bought it, where do they think you were going to drive it? So if you bought it in your state, do they not expect you to drive it in your state? So why are you paying for it to be parked or to even have it in on the soil of that state if you just paid the dealership the taxes to even get it? I don't understand the property tax thing. They already tax your paycheck. Then they tax the hell out of it when you get it from the dealership. And then they're asking you to pay property tax every 6 months and fees and license fees or something. I don't understand it. It makes no sense to me. And then it's like you go to the grocery store, they get more tax out of your money. It's like everything you do is draining you. Taxes is just the word tax is just taxing you out of everything. That you're like, damn, you gotta pay my electricity, you gotta pay my water, gotta pay rent, you gotta pay mortgage, whatever you gotta pay. Car note. And you still gotta pay your car note, even though you know, you still gotta pay all these things while they're taxing the heck out of the first check you got. They tax the hell out of it. You will never see that money, but another country might that you have no idea about. Or some project they started that you're like, I don't care about that. They didn't ask you. They're just going to use it anyway. They didn't ask you. Yeah, it's your money. You woke up every morning tired. They don't care. Go to work and make my tax money. We're going to spend it. It's not really their tax money. They're owning it as if they're taking ownership of the backbreaking money you make, calling it taxes. They keep finding reasons to take more taxes out every year. And then they give you these little trinkets of, oh, but if you do this, if you have this, we'll give you a leniency or a discount, or we'll take this off, or probate, rebate, whatever, okay? All these fancy things of we'll discount this, we'll discount that. But they're still taking out. It's something else.
Look out for miners, not just miners on an island somewhere. Lord, we can...
I didn't get this part when he first said it because his accent's so deep. But it took, I think, about the second reaction video, and the guy got it. It was, I can't remember, it was something, what's his name? I'm subscribed to them. I subscribed to them today. It was, okay, well, this is a Radio WV that I'm watching. Okay, Radio WV. Just want to give them their credit because I clicked on their channel. All right, it says Oliver Anthony, rich men north of Richmond. I can't believe this is my first video. I've been wanting to do commentary for days now. I decided, well, weeks, but days. I've been really feeling the energy to do commentary. It's always this is the first one. It's always beginning. It's not going to look like this in the future, or it might. I might just do it like this. May change up a little. Who knows? Who knows? Okay.
Got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beast milking welfare. Not if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge round. They're putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord.
know, when he said that, I thought about all the wars they have fought and all the young men that have died despite the, doesn't matter which race it was, right? They have fought so many battles while kicking you down, making you work every day of the week, 4 or 5 days a week. Some use 6 days a week, 7 days a week, just trying to make ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck, and then fighting their battles, going to war. Young men going to war because you have to join the draft, right? So even if you're not drafted, the ones back in the day were drafted, right? And their lives are just, meaningless to these people that are running the rich men north of Richmond, right? Richmond, Virginia, because I've been to Richmond, Virginia. I'm from Virginia. Okay. But everybody, pretty much, when you heard Richmond, north of Richmond, if you're from Virginia, you probably instantly thought they were talking about DC, right? But yeah, I just thought about all the young people that have died in battles just for these people's greed, okay? And it's like they don't care. Decade after decade, doing the same thing, okay? Waking up every day, going to battle, pretty much. Waking up every day, despite what happened the night before, they don't care. They don't care if you had situations in your neighborhood or in your house or at the airport, if you were traveling to get to work. They don't care if there was a situation that you got into. Just get to work and make sure them taxes get paid. Okay? That's pretty much. You're just a working horse for these people that are making all the high dollars.
Or it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to.
I just thought about, especially the college students. They're young, and they're being prepared to go into this workforce as well. Another rotation of the mule, okay? Going to work for these corporations that have established themselves for decades. You got to go to work for them. And if you start your own business or have your own idea, you need to be careful because they're going to be watching you. These corporations are watching you, and they may try to sabotage you. Okay, in some way. I don't know how they will. But if you're on the internet, they may play with the algorithms. Okay. Or slander you or whatever. Or keep employers from hiring you if you go to a job site. Such as USA Jobs or Indeed, something like that. If you're trying to apply for a job, let's say you want to make more money, but these corporations that pay low wages, are looking for more employees, but everyone is going towards wanting more pay, so they're going to go towards the higher paying jobs. Well, you may have algorithms that may tell you do not qualify for these jobs. They may put certain keywords to block your name or your social security from getting those jobs, and then generate things to say you do not apply, or just don't contact you, or have someone sabotage you. So these corporations, they've got it down packed on, yes, somebody is going to keep their businesses running, even if they have to sabotage you behind the scenes, and you may not even know that you're being sabotaged. Okay? But the ones that want to start their own business, do not be afraid. Just start your business. I mean, you're already doing it anyway. But I'm just saying, be aware that these corporations that have been established for a while, they need your taxes. They want your taxes to go directly to their businesses so they can take them and, do what they want with it. Right? They need your money so that the taxes, so they can get the taxes to their, it's like, I think the treasury, the investors, whatever it is, wherever the taxes are going, they're going there. But you're not the one deciding how it's spent.
For people like me, people like you, wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is.
The light keeps going out from
Living
there.
in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men know the rich men, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and then hope that.
Yeah. Fact. Because they want to tax the hell out of it. They want to know what you're doing and then what you're thinking. So they may even have you getting followed. Now the thing is gang stalking. They have certain people, but it's pretty much people in your community. Maybe I think it's being advertised as a certain job, but most of us don't know what type of job it is that these people are doing that are called gang stalkers. But they're all in sync. They're all doing the same thing or know when to be at a certain place. They're all, in sync. So it must be some type. It's a job description that they're going by on an app. It has to be an app. It's almost like a Uber or delivery type app, okay, that these people are using. And I don't know what company it is, but they're all using it, and to stalk people, certain people. And it's a lot of people that they're stalking, but these people they recruit others, okay, but what I think this gang stalking thing is for that that thing they put out where they wanted to make sure the banks, so your bank accounts have been hacked because they want to also make sure they know what money is coming in and what money is coming out, right? So, and then they have people following you to see, to make sure you're not getting extra money from a friend. You're not doing extra business. Like if you do hair, they see you go to somebody's house and you get your hair done. Somebody watched you. Somebody followed you. People followed you from point A to B all the way to wherever you went. And it's like, okay, they report back the address or they pretend that they're supposed to be there and they follow you. Let's say you're going to an apartment complex to get your hair done. Well, this person comes into the neighborhood around the same time you do because they have a tracking device on you. This is the only way they can find you. Is there's a certain dealership or somebody has put a tracking device on your vehicle. This is how they're able to know every step of the way, which each vehicle is following you, but they turn off, and then the next one takes its turn, and then they go a certain distance, and then they go another direction because they're being told to go and follow someone else while another crew meets you ahead. But they're not meeting you as if you want that to happen, but they in sync with you when you're continuing your path until you get to where you're going. And then they say, the app lets them know that you have stopped. It gives them the address, and then the person has to tell them, I guess they have to go and park, or maybe you did or did not see them pull in, or you may see them pull in after you come in. or someone was already, that's if you didn't say out loud where you're going, okay? If you didn't put it in your GPS or say out loud where you're going, they're just going to continue following you, okay? But if you've already said where you're going, they're going to have a vehicle or two or three, depends on what they want you to see. They already have a vehicle with something personal of that you will know that they were following you or that they knew you were going there. Something on the license plate or something. It's just something will let you know that they're letting you know we knew you were coming here. We came ahead of you. Okay, or if they didn't know where you were going, they follow you and then they come in to where you're going. Like I said, say it's an apartment complex. You get there and you're putting your things away in your vehicle, you're getting your bag of hair, and you're going to the apartment that is going to the person that's going to be doing your hair. Well, this person, is pretending that this person that followed you in is pretending they're doing something in their car, and they get up and they act like they're going to the same building, like they know someone in the building that you're going into. And but at the same time, don't forget that the building you're going into may have somebody that's a stalker already living there. Okay, all they got to do is they know each other. They're like, okay, such and such live here. Just knock on their door, pretend you were coming here. I'm telling you, it's not that hard to figure out once you've watched their behavior. Okay, that's how you know I've watched their behavior, because I'm telling you step by step. I did not have an experience about the hair braiding. I'm using a scenario because I have not had my hair braided by anyone outside of myself for years. Okay, so this is not happening to me at this time. It's only a scenario. So they're watching you. This is what I mean by, I broke down the story to say how micromanaged they're treating you. They're watching you every step of the way, and people have to report whether they saw you talking to someone, or they saw you exchanging money, or they think, oh, if they saw you go to an ATM, or pretty much to, I don't know. It's like, okay, you went to an ATM, but they know your account. They know your account number. All these people, somebody associated with this group knows your bank account number. They've hacked it. They know your PIN. They know your username. They know everything about it. They know how much you have left in there because they've been hired by the government. This app, and anybody could join the app and follow you. That's the crazy part. Is like anybody can get the job. However they're getting this job, they all know about it. This is what you call gang stalking. They're being told to follow you with a certain type of vehicle or types. Okay, so that but they also want you to be aware that they are following you. They want you to be aware. They're not trying to hide it. They want you to know. They put it in your face. But it's only to keep track of your bank account and to keep track of who you may or may not encounter and get money from. So pretty much they're trying to keep you from getting paid under the table. So if you're getting Cash App, that's already hacked. I promise you it's already hacked. I have proof of that. Okay, as well, and I screenshotted that. I screenshot my bank account, my email addresses, pretty much, like I said, the reason I can say this is because this is experience. I can try to do something about it, but I'm going to wait. I think it's not something I can rush. I'm going to just wait. I'm biding my time. Some people may say, well, go change your bank account. I'm not doing that. Not doing that. But I do document that it's been hacked. Okay. and have talked to the bank. But anyway, that's not what this story is about. I know it's a pretty long video. I mean, this video is long because it's my first commentary. But I had a lot to say. This is like, I've been wanting to do commentary for a long time. So I just talked about why some of you may be getting gang stalked is because they're letting anyone follow you to make sure they know everywhere you're going, to know if someone's giving you money, if they're not, if you're losing money, if you're spending money, if if you bought gas, if you bought food, if you bought, if you used the ATM. It's like they have someone, if you play the lottery, they have someone pretending to need to do those things that followed you. They need to see what you're doing when you go into these places. They have these people follow you. And I've noticed it's annoying. It's annoying, but the thing is that what can you do? The government has authorized micromanaging people's accounts. So these people that are doing this to you, I'm not even sure if that's being done to them. Are they being micromanaged, or have they given someone full authority to their accounts, so that because you may have to give full authority to your bank accounts, but I'm saying if this is a criminal empire, okay, then their bank accounts may be unmonitored because they're going to be getting paid under the table. Like, so gang stalking could be a criminal empire. Don't mistake that. It could be some government officials doing criminal activities. But if it's not, it's micromanaging to the extreme, which is disgusting. But it's a violation of the civil rights. But they also made it. They chose the president that would agree to micromanaging your cash apps, your PayPal, your bank accounts. That needs to go. But anyway, I am not gonna vote Democratic. So I didn't vote Democratic this year. I mean, this presidency. I don't feel it. It didn't see. That means I made the right decision. Look what's happening. I don't agree with some of the stuff they did. I'm glad I didn't make a decision that was very toxic. It's very toxic, the stuff that they made, the decisions they made. Okay. Anyway, not too political right now. Maybe another video.
Think you know, but I know that you do.
Hold on.
'Cause what you think, wanna
Hold on. It's like.
know they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause you
But I know that you. They don't think that you know, but I know that you do. You know what they're doing. They don't think you know what they're doing, but you do know what they're doing. That's what I took from it. Yes, we know what's going on out here with the government, but they think you're too dumb to know that they're wasting your life away. Pretty much, it's another form of, it's a weird form of slavery of every single citizen. You're backbreaking every day for these people to send your money to another country or a war that you have nothing to do with. It's like you're on this land working backbreaking just to send it somewhere else where those places they send it to, like they send weapons and they send weapons for war. They use your money to buy weapons so that another country can use them for their wars. And they say, oh, these are our allies, that's why we have to do it. How about you ask the taxpayers if they want to do that? The money that the taxpayers It came from them. So they have nothing to pull from. When you keep taking their taxes, you say, oh, we don't have Social Security for you when they're looking for it. Oh, you can't get on Medicaid, you're 20. The taxpayers have put in enough money to have all this stuff be done for them without a dime put in there anymore. But instead of letting the taxpayers enjoy their own money that they worked hard for every day, made a lot of sacrifices to their bodies to wake up every day to deal with it. Their minds and bodies have to go and deal with another day of work. Instead of letting them spend their own tax money when you don't need it. You really don't need it if you got time to give it to somebody else that the taxpayer is not agreeing to. You're deciding that the taxpayer is going to back break so you can just spend it however you want. And forget the taxpayer. We're not going to give it to them. We're just going to give them low wages and make them keep working hard, even though they've already made enough taxes to even be able to live off of. If you give them back all the money you've given to all those places that the taxpayer did not agree they should go to. Give it back to the taxpayers. Give it back to them. They earned it. You obviously don't need it because you're just spending it frivolously. Giving it to agencies that actually are enacting dangerous acts on the citizens. Paying for things that don't even make sense to the taxpayer. All right. So, yeah.
Your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, cause the rich men, north the rich men. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Truth. Fact. Truth. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fact and true. Well, he didn't tell any lies. Because we've all been thinking this. They just didn't think we were going to all think about this at the same time. I don't know if they were ready for this man to sing this song. But everybody's on the same page. All the reaction videos show that everybody is fed up of their tax dollars being used for this, for that. Things they don't really approve of. Okay. So I thought I'd comment on this. I'm going to make, like I said, I'm just catching up, but there's a lot of videos I think I want to comment on. Okay. And today's the day. So today's August 15th, 2023, and it's 9:49 at this time, a.m. And I'm ready to roll. Thanks for watching my first video, and I'll see you again